The call came at 10:42 a.m. I was halfway through a quarterly report when my phone buzzed. Principal, Crestview Elementary. I answered, annoyed. Yes. A pause. Then a woman's voice, trembling but measured. Mr. Hale, your daughter is in my office. She's been expelled. Please come get her. My grip tightened around the phone. You've got the wrong number. I said, I don't have a daughter. Another pause. Then softly, please come now. The line went dead. I should have ignored it. Should have gone back to my spreadsheet and forgotten the whole thing. But something in her voice, fragile, pleading, made my chest tighten. So I drove to the school anyway. The moment I walked into the office, the air felt wrong. Too still. The secretary avoided my eyes. The principal stood stiff behind her desk, her face pale. And then I saw her, a little girl, sitting in the corner, legs swinging above the floor, a frayed teddy bear clutched in her arms. She looked up at me and smiled. Hi, Dad. I froze. My brain refused to process the sound of her voice, the calm certainty in it. The principal said something about behavioral issues, a fight, but her words blurred. The girl just kept looking at me with eyes that felt familiar, hazel like my ex-wife's. She looked 6, maybe 7, hair tied in a messy braid. Where's your mother? I asked. The girl blinked. She said you'd come. The principal frowned. You're saying she's not your daughter? I couldn't speak. I just signed a release form and left, with the child who called me Dad, in the parking lot. She slipped her hand into mine like she'd done it 1,000 times before. The touch burned. At home, I gave her water, asked questions that went nowhere. Her name was Lily. Her mom's name? Sarah. My ex-wife's name. That night, I sat in the dark replaying everything. The divorce, the silence, the letters Sarah never answered, and her last words before leaving. You'll thank me someday. I hadn't understood then. Now I feared I did. The week passed like a fever. I tried to stay calm, rational, but inside, something cold began to form. I searched public records, hospital files, birth certificates. Nothing. No trace of a Lily Hale. Then I found it. A photo buried deep on Sarah's old Facebook page. She was holding a newborn. No tags, no date. But those eyes, hazel green, flecked with gold, the same as Lily's. My stomach turned. I ordered a DNA kit online. Quietly. No questions asked. When it arrived, I told Lily it was a game. Spit in the tube, I said, smiling. She laughed. She trusted me. 3 days later, the results came back. Probability of paternity, 99.98%. The world went silent. Sarah had lied. For years. That night, I called her, for the first time in 7 years. She answered on the second ring. Ethan! Her voice was still soft, still dangerous. I met Lily, I said. Silence. Then, a shaky breath. You wouldn't have stayed, she whispered. You took that choice from me. She needed stability. You were too cold, too controlled. That word hung between us like a blade. I ended the call without another word. The next morning, I returned to the school, handed the principal a printed DNA report. She's my daughter, I said flatly. Re-enroll her. The principal hesitated. And her mother? I smiled, a thin, deliberate smile. Her mother won't be coming back. That evening, I moved Lily into my apartment. Her drawing still smelled faintly of Sarah's perfume. I didn't call Sarah again. Instead, I mailed the DNA results to her employer, HR department, family disclosure. Sarah had built her perfect life on secrets. I simply stopped keeping them. Weeks later, Lily fell asleep beside me on the couch, the TV humming softly. I watched her breathe, calm, innocent. She'd never know the truth of what her mother did, and I wouldn't tell her. Some truths are cages best left locked. Sarah called once more. I let it ring. Control wasn't what I wanted anymore. Just peace. I glanced at Lily again, the daughter I never knew I had. Then I turned off the light. She would never know how close she came to being forgotten. And Sarah, she would never stop wondering how I found her out Sometimes the quietest revenge is letting the truth live where guilt can't escape.